Today, I'm going to show you how to change the layout on your keyboard. You can change it to either Dvorak or Colmak or whatever layout you prefer. Just so you know, this is a completely reversible process, so if a few days later you decide you don't want this new layout, you can change it back easy peasy. Let's get into it. Alright, now let's start changing the keyboard layout of your MacBook. So, one thing I wanted to also explain is the first time I tried doing this, I tried to power off the MacBook and clean it like that so I wouldn't be clicking or touching anything. And every time I pressed a key while it was powered off, it would boot up again. That's a feature of these M1 MacBooks, and there's no way to disable that. So what I did instead was download a software called Keyboard Cleaner, and I installed that. And you click it and it will disable all keys functions, and you can turn the brightness all the way down, which I have right now, because if you turn the brightness up, there's a little text in the screen. That's the keyboard cleaner, and you just turn it all the way down and it turns off the backlight, and you press the mute key and it's muted. So now we can clean the keyboard without being disturbed. So quick disclaimer first, I'm not responsible for any damage that happens to your machine. This process shouldn't damage your machine, but in case it does, I am not responsible. So let's get on with it. Right now, I'm using my M1 MacBook Air, but the process will be the same for any MacBook that uses scissor switches. So the first thing you're going to need is a small playing card right here, preferably a plasticky playing card like a bicycle one, not a thin paper playing card. But you need just something. You can use a piece of cardstock paper possibly, just something to pry under the key. You're also going to need a few toothpicks just in case one breaks, so I got a few toothpicks right here. So the first step you want to take is you want to take your playing card, and this process will be the same if you're converting it to Dvorak or Colmak. You want to take the keys from, you want to take the keys from Q to the bracket key and plus and minus up here. And you also want to go to the next layer from quote to A and from Z to question mark. So we're going to take those off, and I'll show you. First step, you need the playing card, and you're going to maneuver it under the Q key. And I'll show you a little diagram on screen of how the key looks and what we're doing. So the key right here, you see it's got clasps on the bottom that will clip on to the bottom part of the key, and hooks on the top that hook into it. So you slide it on the keyboard like that, and then you push it down, and that seals the clasps. Now you've seen that little explanation, let's get on with taking the key off. So we're prying it under here. And now that we have some separation in there, we're going to take the toothpick, put it under there so we can get the toothpick under there, and now we can put the playing card to the side. And as you can see, what we're doing is we're going to pull the two clasps up like this into, pull the two clasps up, and you hear a click, and that's one, and that's the other. And now what you want to do is lift the key up, pull it towards you, and then the key should come right out. So you're just going to want to do that with the rest of the keys. Again, from Q to bracket, plus and minus, from A to quote, and from Z to question mark. Alright, I'll do that real quick, and I'll see you when we're done. Alright, now that I've got all the keys off, you can start reassembling it in whichever layout that you want to convert to, either Dvorak or Colmak. And I'll put right here, you can see some little keyboard layouts so you can go along. I'm doing this in Dvorak, but you can do it in Colmak if you prefer. And I'll start assembling. And if you do find a key that you're not sure which way it goes, you can, like, for example, O here, it's a little confusing which way O goes. You can look at the hooks, and you'll always know that the hooks will go to the back. So this O right here will go like this. with this, and it'll go like that. Alright, the next thing I want to do is change the settings to where it recognizes the keys. So currently, this would still be Q, even though I'm using a Dvorak layout and it should be quote. So, I'll take you into the computer and I'll show you how to change that in settings. Alright, what you're going to want to do is click the Apple logo in the top left-hand corner, and then click System Settings. And now you're going to want to scroll all the way down to the bottom till you see Keyboard. Click on it. Then you should see Text Input, and under there, Input Sources, and click Edit. Now what you want to do is click the plus button in the bottom. And now you want to click on English and scroll down to Dvorak or Colmak. And as you can see, there's 4 different types of Dvorak. Right here we have regular Dvorak, then Dvorak left-handed, which is designed for people who only have a left hand, to where all the keys are positioned to where you can access them with your left hand. And then you have Dvorak right-handed, which is the same thing except for people who only have a right hand. And then Dvorak QWERTY command, which means when you hold down the command key, it will temporarily turn the keyboard back into QWERTY, so you can execute your familiar Control Z, X, C, and V, so you don't have to move your fingers all over the keyboard, because Dvorak, the C and V and Z are all over the place. So I'm just going to click on regular Dvorak. You can click on whatever layout you choose. Then click Add. And now go to the previous layout you had. Click on it and click minus. And then done. And now you've successfully changed the layout on your computer. Alright, we've changed the keyboard layout. Is it going to help my typing score and possibly your typing score? I'm not sure. This is actually part of a 1-month journey where I try to improve my typing. That video will be posted on this channel shortly, and if it's done, you can click on it right here. So, now that we've changed the keyboard layout, I'm going to continue practicing with the Dvorak layout, and if you're changing to Dvorak or Colmak, I wish you the best of luck practicing. If you have any questions, you can post them in the comments below. I'll see you next time, and hopefully my typing score has improved.